today, sun and clouds mixed. High 88. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 76. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, good morning, Atlanta. It is 39 minutes past the hour, and you are looking at a live view, and the view not so great today in Atlanta. You see the traffic there. Well, maybe a little bit hard to see because we do have fog out there. Visibility down to about a half mile, so that's going to make your commute even a bit slower into work. And maybe if you're going to be flying out today, we did check the airports for you, and right now we're not seeing any delays out of ATL, but you know it doesn't take much there. If you're going to be flying today out of New York City as well as in D.C., you have no problems weather-wise. You may have some other issues, but it's not due to weather. And for Chicago, you'll see some scattered showers out there, and that is a look what's going to be going on if you are going up in the air. Right now, we turn it over to Sam. He's going to break down a bit more about Odile, the hurricane.
I always have some kind of issue on a Monday morning. It's a Monday morning,
You're
Jen.
working
You know
with me.
what I mean?
That's your big issue.
No, that's a
Always
pleasure.
everybody's
All right,
issue with
Hurricane.
me.
I do not. I love that you're here. Hurricane Odile making landfall overnight, bringing rainfall, making landfall as the most powerful hurricane to strike Cabo since records have been kept, tied there with the most powerful. Now, we have got tourists stuck in hotels and flights canceled. Our Mike Seidel is in Mexico City on his way to Cabo this morning. Good morning, Mike, and let's talk about the traffic that's moving through Mexico this morning. Is everything at a standstill headed that way?
As far as I can tell, Sam, as far as I know, the airport is still closed. They shut down the operations late yesterday afternoon, and thus my flight was canceled into Cabo last night. So it's a wait and see here in Mexico City at the airport. And yesterday they canceled about 24 flights. Most of the passengers that come into Cabo come in from the West Coast, L.A., Phoenix, San Francisco, Dallas, and San Diego. And then you have the domestic side of things. But right now it's all wait and see. There's nothing, as far as I can tell from research, there's nothing going in there today. At least there are no seats available. There may be some flights that may try to get in later today, but right now everything that is planning to go in or trying to get in there is sold out. And so I'm just going to be sitting here.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, let me ask you a quick one. Let me ask you a quick question, Mike. What are the news reports coming out of that area, like in Mexico? Are we getting any information there where you are?
I'm only getting what I'm seeing on the internet. And I'm reading basically what everybody else is reading, that they took a pretty good hit. Winds were measured nearby at gust over 100 miles an hour, sustained winds of just about 90 miles an hour. And as you said, the most powerful hurricane hit there on record, and there's been a lot of damage. So I guess the question now is, how bad was the airport hit? Because it's about 30 miles northeast of the city, and is the power on, and when will they get it back on? When will they get things up and running?
Yeah, we can pretty much tell you with 115, 120 mile an hour winds blowing through that area. It's not on now. Let's hope it's up and running soon. Switching gears, let's check in with some sports. It is Monday morning. That means it's time to Monday morning quarterback the weekend. No one does that better than our Reese. Oh, Reese, wow. Look at you, Reese Waters.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Oh, thanks a lot, Sam. Good morning to you, and good morning to you, Jen. Glad you could tear yourself away from your tiny, tiny dogs. This was an action-packed second Sunday in the NFL. From upsets to injuries, we even had some weather issues in Tampa. 6:16 left in the second quarter. That's 2/3 of the way to the Devils' time. A lightning delay. Coaches get their teams off the field. That's a safe way. But there you see a field goal. They will return after 51 minutes. Late in the fourth quarter, Rams go ahead with a 39-yard field goal. You see it there. The Bucs have one final possession. No timeouts. Josh McCown finds Mike Evans over the middle with 8 seconds to go. Evans, unfortunately, was injured on the play. You might know him from Johnny Football fame at Texas A&M. Now, rules specify a 10-second runoff. The Bucs would lose on a bizarre ending, 19-17. You would say adding injury to injury. Double injury, 3 injuries. Coming up later on my scorecast, RG3 also injured against Jacksonville. It was Kirk Cousins to the rescue. I'll tell you why the weather says the Redskins could have issues against the Eagles in week 2. And by weather, I mean the low self-esteem of Redskins fans, myself included. That's coming up at my scorecast at 8:40. Back to you, Jen, without your tiny dogs.
Thank you, Reese. You know, you must have had a good weekend because you got on a big boy's jacket on and as well as a tie. Maybe you're trying to get fresh with me. I see you up there looking all nice and sharp. Well, let's talk about the weather. It's not looking so sharp.
None won't be none.
Yep, go ahead, pop that collar.
Yeah, hey, don't start nothing you can't finish.
All right. You don't want me to finish it. All right, let's talk about the weather for today. Now, we are going to be looking at thunderstorms developing across parts of Missouri, and that includes you, St. Louis. I just got home from you. And the weather, well, it's going back downhill again. Temperatures running in some of these locations 5 to 15 degrees below average. As we show you on the live radar, not a lot happening out there. Nothing severe, but we do have some showers out there. We'll continue to see more of those storms arriving. For St. Louis, you're going to have the better chance for thunderstorms, as well as Des Moines, as we see that warm front coming through. For areas to the north, near the front, we're going to be looking at scattered showers. For St. Louis, heads up for you. Could see some stronger storms. Stay with us.
On the road, in the air. Brought to you by Cooper Tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Cooper engineers its tires not just for performance, but real life performance. So before you get in, get going. Get gone. You need to get a tire that gets you, because life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. Buy 4 qualifying Cooper tires and get up to a $70 prepaid card by mail. See retailer for details.
There are 2 reasons why I need to keep an eye on my health. That's why I take Metabiotic, a daily probiotic.
With 70% of your immune system in your gut, new Multi-Health Metabiotic with Bioactive 12 helps maintain digestive balance and is proven to help support a healthy immune system.
I take care of myself so I can take care of them.
Experience the Meta Effect with our new Multi-Health Wellness line and see how one small change can lead to good things.
Discover Card. Hey there, I just got my bill, and I see that it includes my FICO credit score.
Yep, you get a free each month to help you avoid surprises with your credit.
Good. I hate surprises.
Surprise!
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Get the IT card and see your FICO credit score.
We always have the right hotel in the right place at the right time. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. Like Ramada. You do your thing, leave the rest to us. For a chance to win $1 million, visit WyndhamRewards.com.
You guys are good to go? Let me just get this out here. Unlike some places, we don't just change your oil. Our oil offer comes with a 4-tire rotation and a 27-point inspection. And everything looked great.
Actually, could you leave those in?
Sure. Want me to run them through the car wash for you, too? No, I can't.
Get our every...
The world you've been waiting for is here. Come and live it. Amazing memories are within reach at a Universal Orlando Resort Hotel. Universal Orlando Resort. Vacation like you mean it.
And even pay the return postage. Try NoNo risk-free today.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods. Are you serious? Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
make fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under fair skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 88. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 76. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And welcome back, everyone. Time for your tropical update here with storm specialist Carl Parker. Amazing to see the intensity with Odile and how it just quickly ramped up, truly in a matter of hours.
It really took off, and when we look at the official definition of rapid intensification from the National Hurricane Center, it's when a storm increases by 35 miles per hour in 24 hours. Now, Odile went from a 75 mile per hour storm to a 135 mile per hour storm between 5 a.m. Saturday and 5 a.m. Sunday. So that is almost double that rate. And a big part of the reason why was no doubt the fact that there's so much warm water out there. Now, this is not the only thing that goes into making hurricanes strong. There are a lot of different factors. Atmospherics are huge, but everything else being equal, if you add more warm water to the situation, you're adding more heat to the equation, you're going to have more potential energy. And this water was very, very warm here right off the coast of Mexico.
Having it do that, it seems like one of the major impacts will end up being wind damage then in Cabo.
Yeah, a very intense core. You know, we thought that there might be a little bit of weakening, but it ended up being an incredibly intense core. And here's a picture of Cabo San Lucas, and a very popular tourist destination, about 70,000 residents full-time, 30,000 visitors there. And there are a number of spots here that are probably pretty well exposed to the ocean. We saw some very large wave action, and the core of that storm came right over Cabo San Lucas. This was at about 9:45 last night Pacific time. And we want to take a look at the info frame here, the satellite picture. And unfortunately, our source has been changed there. We'll get that back up for you in a little while. So here's the latest on the storm. It's a Category 3 storm, 115 mile per hour storm, now moving northwest at 16 miles per hour. And we're still getting some very strong wind, no doubt, from the storm there right around La Paz. Now, that's a city of about 200,000 people. But after you get past the southern part of Baja here, right in here, then it becomes very sparsely populated farther off to the north and to the west. But no doubt a lot of heavy rain, very strong wind. We only have one reporting station here, and again, no radar, and they're reporting winds gusting to about 35 miles per hour there east of Cabo.
This is a small strip of land, but it doesn't take a lot of land to weaken a storm system like this, and it looks like it's going through that weakening phase now.
Yeah, I think it already is starting to weaken a little bit. You've still got a lot of warm water here, so it may hold on to some strength for a while, but we do think that it's probably not going to be a hurricane by tomorrow, and then it's going to come up and off to the north and to the east. So then the question is, what's going to happen in the southwest? And we had a pretty different situation at the time. We're going to talk more about that at 20 after. When we had Norbert, we had a pretty different situation, but there is potential for flooding with this system.
That was a lot of flooding. I mean, the roadways were washed out. I-15 was taken out. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that doesn't happen this go around, but be prepared for that. We'll have some more details still to come this morning. Sam, back to you.
Yeah, because when you see, even though they're different storms, when you see what happened with Norbert and you see Odile, you're thinking, uh-oh, is this the same kind of thing headed for the southwest? Time to get caught up on your business this morning. Let's go live to Jeff Mackey with Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, that's right. Big news for the beer companies out there. Is it Miller or Anheuser-Busch to buy Heineken? And what's the story behind this big potential battle we have seen brewing? Play on words.
Beer wars. I like the use of the word brewing, and I like the fact that Heineken is still run by a family, an actual family. The Heinekens themselves said no to SAB Miller. They said, you know what, we'd rather not party with you guys. Now, Heineken's the number 3 largest brewer by volume in the world. SAB, number 2. So they were hoping to compete with the Belgians, the guys who bought Budweiser, Ambev, and they were going to form the number 1 and try to split up that market share. Looks like that merger's not going to happen just yet, but the Heinekens could be holding out for higher prices. There's some beer goggling going on. Low interest rates mean all corporate acquisitions look kind of good. The Heinekens are just sitting out there being attractive.
And Jeff, just before we run out of time, is there any difference now in beer recipes, really? I mean, is there truth to one taste different, or is it all now just a giant conglomerate?
You know, I don't drink beer anymore, and when I did, Sam, I drank a lot of it, so they all tasted kind of the same to me.
Right.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, when you drink a lot of beer, everything looks good, and everybody's your friend. No worries about a war there.
No worries about a beer war. Coming up next on AMHQ, we continue to track Hurricane Odile. Of course, we're taking a look at the largest, or actually the most powerful storm to impact the Baja California area of Mexico in history. And what's in store for the Southwest?
And the weather can change in an instant. So what happens if you're at an outdoor concert and it starts to rain? I know you would think, oh, I got to go cover up my hair. But one production manager has something to help you keep yourself safe. That was Tammy last week.
It's a little bit more than hair. This is about canceling the concert, keeping people safe. Absolutely. And what do you do on the road, on the fly, when storms move in? We'll be right back.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm married. Does it matter? You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
They change the way you see the world and the way the world sees you. At VisionWorks, buy a complete pair of glasses and get a second pair free for you, or you can share them with a friend or family member. Find more than a pair of glasses. Find a better you.
Sweet, spicy, savory. Enjoy it all, because Red Lobster's one and only Endless Shrimp is now. Endless choices, endless variety. Kick it up with our spicy new wood-grilled sriracha shrimp. And it's back, Parmesan crusted shrimp scampi. The year's largest variety of shrimp flavors. So many to explore. As much as you like, any way you like, Endless Shrimp is here. But not for long, so hurry in and see food differently.
For awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds.
You can eat that on Weight Watchers? Looks amazing. Looks like my next dinner party. That's only 4 points.
With Weight Watchers, you can enjoy the food you really want. Dine out on favorites or cook up something new.
I can do this every day.
Join for free and start losing weight now. Learn how to eat healthier while enjoying the foods you love. Get inspired at meetings, online, or both.
Weight Watchers, because it works.
You get sick, you can't breathe through your nose. Suddenly, you're a mouth breather. Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and instantly open your nose up to 38% more than cold medicines alone. So you can breathe and sleep. Shut your mouth and sleep right. Breathe Right.
Am I missing a deadline? Will I get there in time? Am I going too fast? Did I close the garage door? Stay in your lane. I don't think I sent that email. I should make a reservation. I thought it was clear. Okay, brake. I didn't see that coming.
Its instinct to protect leaves you free to drive. Lease the Infinity Q50 for $339 a month. Visit your local Infinity retailer.
Okay, Patrick, one more stop. Let's go base, shark, blitz. Base, shark, blitz.
When the game's on the line.
Okay, this is for the game.
The NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
Plug 19 on. Abort, he's keeping it.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane. Hurricane 360, Mondays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under fair skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 88. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 76. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Good Monday morning to you. Welcome to AMHQ. The entire team with us this morning with a special edition.
I'm the extra one today.
You're extra special for us today.
I am. I'm breathing and I'm available to work Monday morning.
And that's tough. It's tough to find someone who wants to get up on Monday morning. Of course, the big story this morning is Hurricane Odile. We have 2 hurricanes on the board this morning. One just out in the Atlantic. One has made landfall. Overnight, hit the Baja Peninsula. It blew up to a Category 3 hurricane, slamming Cabo San Lucas as the strongest hurricane to move across that area. Mike.
Well, the threat from Odile, it is far from over. Now headed for the southwest United States. Families there, they're still recovering from last week's flooding from Norbert. Now getting ready to get hit again. So we're going to time out where you'll feel the impacts and when.
And we're also tracking some thunderstorms that could take aim in the Midwest today, from Oklahoma to Missouri, even all the way up towards Chicago. It's going to be a stormy start to the week. We're timing out when those storms will move in and how it's going to play a role on your plans for this Monday.
Meanwhile, several countries lining up to join U.S. airstrikes over Iraq and Syria, but no one is willing to put boots on the ground, and that could change after an important meeting happening right now in France.
Grab another cup of coffee, put one hand on the kids, and let's get ready for the morning this morning, because we've got a lot to talk about. Got a lot of weather brewing, got 2 hurricanes on the board.
Cold weather out there, storms out there for the Midwest.
Yep. So take a look at the waves that are crashing over El Arco this morning. Or Land's End, as it's known. This distinctive rock formation is a landmark at the southernmost tip of the resort town of Cabo in that area. Now, giant waves were easily cresting the 3-story tall rocks in that area.
That is incredible there. I mean, it shows you how strong those winds are to see those waves.
And that's with a little daylight. Remember, the center of this storm moved over overnight. So wind gusts overnight up to 114. We saw winds of 125 miles an hour. We're still expecting an additional 3 to 5 inches of rain. We know that many of the folks in that area, remember, it's a resort town, so there are big mega resorts, but there's also a lot of people with small fishing towns. They live in these arroyos, these little dry lake beds, in housing that is not the strongest.
Absolutely.
So when this water comes rushing through that normally dry area, we're very concerned about the safety of the people this morning.
Absolutely. Certainly our thoughts for those people over there. And the other part of the story, too, as we look at this going on in the overnight hours, you know, that's the worst time when you want to see a hurricane coming through.
Absolutely, because it's dark and you can't see it. Here's the latest advisory on Odile this morning, released just moments ago. Winds are now at 110 miles per hour. That makes this a Category 2. Still, as it drives at the Baja, we still have winds of 110 miles an hour. We're also talking about hurricane force winds continuing to extend about 50 miles from the center of this storm. So if you look at that geographic location, that is the entire width of the Baja pretty much at this point. Now, tourists visiting Cabo, Jen, were forced to find shelter. They said they were ready to up to about 30,000 of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And crews set up about 160 shelters across the resort town. And get this, about 800 Marines. They're on standby to help those if it's going to be needed. Of course, we're waiting for the daylight to kind of assess the situation more. But the local paper there says power poles and traffic lights are down. Of course, this is expected when you have a Category 3 making landfall, and we just are waiting patiently for that sunlight to come out to kind of assess what's going on there. Certainly the residents are too. Scary when you have that going through over the night.
Absolutely, because this is an area that usually dodges them. The storms usually don't go right across the Baja. They usually kind of make a hook and leave them alone. So folks are not really well built in many areas there. We're covering this as only the Weather Channel can. We're talking to tourists this morning. We're talking to folks who live there, also to storm chasers, both Mike Bettis and storm specialist Carl Parker are tracking all angles on Odile. Let's start with Mike this morning. And where is this storm right now? Good morning, Mike.
Good morning to you guys. It is still over the southern tip here of Baja California. It's gone past Cabo San Lucas. Conditions improving there. Winds have come down a little bit. A wave action will still be high today, but now the concerns go farther northbound. Made landfall last night at 10:45 Mountain Time as a Category 3 hurricane, as we mentioned, strongest in Baja history here, 125-mile-per-hour winds. The latest advisory has come in, and the winds have now come down to 110. No longer a major hurricane. It is now a Category 2. Pressures come up slightly. Again, signs of weakening here. Some land interaction is helping. North-northwest movement at 16 has not changed. Again, a little bit closer view over La Paz right now. About 200,000 people live here. Weather instrumentation just north of La Paz indicating wind gusts as high as around 45 miles per hour as the eye gets closer. But look at the history of this through the weekend. Very distinct eye, and then it makes a beeline right there for Baja and then comes right over it. And truly the eye going right over Cabo San Lucas. A lot of us are familiar with how many tourists go there. A lot of honeymooners go there. Look at that eye on microwave satellite imagery. Now starting to weaken. It's condensing a little bit. The highest winds have generally been in the oranges there, and you can see it almost concentric and then mostly on the northern and then eastern side here. But again, going right over Cabo. There may have been a brief period there where the winds are relatively calm. Category 2 coming northbound here, going right over the Baja over the next couple of days. Hurricane warning still in effect. Watches and warnings for tropical storm force winds go farther north, almost all the way to the U.S. border. But it's the heavy rain that could become an issue, a real issue for the Southwest. So you can see how much rain we're going to see here through the Baja and then mainland Mexico. Look at the rain coming for us. In particular, a place like Tucson, very concerned about flooding here. Over the next couple of days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even Friday, significant chances for storms. And what that means is watch for the flash flooding. And Tucson, you won't be alone. We'll pinpoint some more cities that could be at risk. Sam.
All right, and Mike, one of the things we're so concerned about is the most powerful hurricane moves across this area overnight. It's nighttime. In the U.S., we build structures and homes. We make sure that they're safe enough to handle a storm like this, but that's not the case for all the structures. We're really concerned as daytime breaks in that area what we're going to find. Tourists flock to Cabo San Lucas to soak up the sunshine. Of course, that's not the case as this hurricane goes through, but they are in mega resorts in many cases that are fairly safe and protected. Storm chaser Josh Morgerman joins us now. And Josh, you're just one of the voices that we're talking to this morning in the area. But at one point, you describe your hotel as the first side of the eye. The doors and windows blew in. So describe that for us this morning. And good morning, sir. Glad you're okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So the front side of the storm was actually quite intense, and it was doing a lot of damage, just blowing in the entrance to the hotel, and the staff was piling furniture against the doors to keep them from blowing in. And there was a lot of damage to the exterior of the building in the front side. Then we had the calm that lasted about an hour, and then the backside hit, and it was literally like someone turning on an appliance. It would just, all of a sudden, the wind just went from like 0 to God knows what in just no time. And then suddenly, the entire hotel lobby just started to blow apart. A whole glass wall just literally exploded. All the glass and wreckage blowing horizontally across the lobby. People running under the reception counter into stairwells, into bathrooms. I mean, it was just like total mayhem. We were like crawling to try to get out of the way. It was quite scary. Literally, the lobby, and I'm going to send some pictures as soon as we have light, the lobby was just mowed down by the wind.
Our eyes and ears there are certainly one good set of them. So thank you. Glad you're staying safe. And as soon as you can, just make sure we can get those images and we'll share them with folks this morning to see what it looks like after that storm passes through. Good morning, Jen. Another part of the country to take apart.
Yeah, absolutely. And you heard him when he said those winds taking out the lobby. That's certainly not what you want to hear. Well, weather across parts of the Midwest, not so great either. We're looking at very cool conditions out there. In fact, right now, Chicago, this is Michigan Avenue. We love you so much. But right now, 54 degrees. Nothing nice about your weather today. It's going to be cool. It's going to be gray. It's Monday morning. It's already a struggle to get out when it's sunny out there. But let's show you the setup. We have a dip in the jet stream.